Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Larry Brantley. It's the end of April, but it's just the beginning of your show. Your business, your products, your stories. They're all unfolding here from our central studio in Dallas, Texas, just for you. It's everything you ever wanted to know about UCaaS, and thanks to us, you don't even have to ask. This is UCaaS Connection. It's the end of another month with everyone stuck inside, but your hard work and sacrifices do pay off. Our guests this week can testify to that, as well as to the power of consultation, problem solving, and collaboration in pursuit of the big win. Joining us today in our first ever expert panel are three industry heavyweights: Eddie Acosta with Intelisys, Rob DeVita from Mejetics, and Kevin Thomsen with Zoom. Now we'll dig in with our panel in just a minute, right after we throw it to our remote correspondent, Nancy Seco, for some headlines. What's the word, Nancy?
Larry, the main topic, of course, is COVID-19 and a globally quarantined workforce. The increase in work-from-home mandates has pushed internet usage to unprecedented levels, which translates naturally to an increase in internet outages worldwide. While network providers are making the necessary adjustments to manage this shift, Thousand Eyes, an internet and cloud intelligence company, has released its global internet outages map. And the always-on map gives businesses a near real-time understanding of ongoing and recent internet outages that may be impacting the end-user experiences of their customers or employees. Thousand Eyes vantage points around the world perform billions of measurements each day to detect when traffic flows are disrupted within ISPs, public cloud networks, and other service providers. The data is algorithmically analyzed as part of Thousand Eyes' core digital experience monitoring platform. Macro outages are displayed on an interactive map as part of Thousand Eyes' Internet Insights offering. While this data is free for the world to see and use, Thousand Eyes customers gain even deeper insights into the impact these macro outages have on their own environment. This allows them to rapidly identify, escalate, and remediate business-relevant internet issues and communicate more effectively with both customers and providers. For more information, visit thousandeyes.com. That's it for this week. Now, I, like everyone else, am excited to hear from today's panel. Back to you, Larry.
Thank you, Nancy. Now, as we've mentioned, today's show is dedicated to the big win. And as most of you know, big wins don't just happen by themselves. There are a lot of moving parts, many behind-the-scenes contributors, and innumerable conference calls. In the end, the big wins require collaboration, partnership, consultation, and trust. Our guests this week are here to tell us how all of these elements came into play for their big win, the lessons learned, and the solutions found. Rob DeVita, the story starts with you and your team at Mejetics, so that's where we'll start it as well. Roll the video.
We are impartial arbiters of knowledge. We are the navigators of disruption. We link our known to your unknown. We anticipate what it will take to thrive. Protecting your potential for growth in an exponential world. We are the trusted advisor.
Now, Rob DeVita, it sounds like a trusted advisor is exactly what your customer was looking for. Walk us through those initial conversations.
Sure, Larry. This was truly a case of trying to help a customer with the problem they were having. I received an email shortly after the pandemic came to light from a global CIO of one of the world's largest law firms. She asked me if we could help. They're having issues with video conferencing. They had disparate systems globally and not a single platform. From that stage, we sent over a brief questionnaire to assess the current state of the environment globally. The scope was enormous, with over 7,000 employees spread over 30 countries. We then went back and discussed the issues with the engineering team at Intelisys, and started to craft a solution and narrowed down the list of providers quickly. Time was of the essence here, not only to find and craft a solution, but also to get it quickly deployed.
So before we jump over to Eddie, tell us why you were confident that Intelisys could help.
We've had a long relationship with Intelisys. We've got a lot of trust in them as our master agent to bring the right resources to the table to help us tackle large enterprise solutions. So it's a natural fit for us to leverage Eddie and Patrick and the engineering team to help us quickly bring solutions to the table for customers.
Excellent. Eddie Acosta at Intelisys. Intelisys has a pretty broad database of providers. Now, when you're approached with an opportunity like this one, what's your process?
Well, it's two parts. First, we want to know a little bit about the business challenge and the outcome the client's trying to accomplish. That's our first approach. And from there, we can schedule a call to assess and suggest. With this opportunity being global in nature, it really limits the amount of players that are in the game.
And I think we were talking off camera that you had mentioned Zoom was considered a best solution for a lot of reasons. Can you elaborate on that on camera for us?
Yeah. So whether you're an elementary student or an adult, the platform is easy to use. It's cost effective. You can scale up to 1,000 users on the web or the video. And with this being a global footprint again, it really reduced the amount of players that actually compete in this opportunity. I
can see Kevin there sort of chomping at the bit, ready to jump in here. Kevin, for those who don't know what Zoom is, hang on. Is there anyone at this point in this age of COVID-19 that doesn't know that Zoom exists?
I doubt it. It's a verb now.
We added another 100 million users this month alone. So
wow.
We have over 300 million daily users right now. And in December, it was 10 million. So I would say, I think a lot of people do know, but for those who don't, we are a frictionless meetings, video, and voice provider that just flat out works. And that's the poker hand we're holding.
Well, Eddie and Rob both touched on the concept of a customer's global footprint. So what sort of challenges do you face, if any, when the customer is multinational or even just multi-location?
Yeah. So based on the way that we were architected ground up, we have the global footprint. And when you're looking at multi-location or really even international, different currencies, different time zones, different geographies, different data facilities, the way that we architected our network is for that global scale, and that's why we have the Fortune 100, the Fortune 1. In this case with Norton Rose, it really played well. We have local teams all across in their locations, but more importantly, we were able to deploy this in hours, in days, where traditional technologies would take weeks and months. And during this crisis, this was exactly what we needed to fulfill the customer's requirements alongside with our great partners.
Rob, DeVita, I want to go back to you because you kind of started this story for us. Now, was this a first of its kind opportunity for Mejetics, or had you had previous success with Zoom solutions?
Yeah, we have done a lot of large global deployments for different technologies for customers. And this was just like the rest of them. Anyone can provide a solution for the continental United States, right? But the list of vendors who can, truly provide a global footprint shrinks the provider base down very quickly. So, we were very happy that earlier in March, the Intelisys team had brought Zoom on as a vendor and really allowed us to use their footprint to service this customer. At the end of the day, it ended up being a natural fit from, ease of use, through the ability to scale and deploy quickly to their global footprint.
Gentlemen, we hear about scalability as a deciding factor. Now, customers trust you to help their business grow. So this question is for all three of you. How does that affect your decision-making on their behalf? And Eddie, we'll start with you.
Well, it's a real thing, right? So conceptually, you've got to understand what they're looking to accomplish. This client in particular had well over 1,000 users that needed to be active and engaged at any given time. And so when you start narrowing that service provider down to options, you really do start looking at just a handful of them. And with this being a global footprint again, that decision was pretty easy. We went with the leader, and Zoom was clearly that person.
Mm-hmm. And on the scalability question, Rob DeVita, what do you have to offer on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the most important factors. When we look at vendor selections for our customers, it's three facets, right? It's a technology fit. There's always a pricing component to that, and then there's an ease of doing business. Scalability is paramount, especially when you're looking, at a solution right now, which is getting inundated with requests. I mean, Kevin can probably tell you better than I can, how busy they are at Zoom with trying to fulfill customer requests right now. So again, it was a natural fit for Zoom and their ability to turn up our users quickly on their platform.
You want to piggyback on that a little bit, Kevin?
Yeah, I mean, when you have a video first technology, and when you're talking about scale, not only product scale where you have that meetings and that video first, but then chat and voice, which is what Rob and Mejetics took advantage of for their customer. But as we look at even international scale, we have local PSTN dialing in over 50 countries, including China, and we're looking to exit far more countries native PSTN in the future, just given our ability to rapidly innovate. And the way that we design the network, that scale is also allowing our customers to scale and unify that product set across global distributed workforces, mm-hmm. which is now the new social norm.
The new social norm. Eddie, I want to come back to you. We've talked about the value of partnership before in previous conversations, and with opportunities like this one, without that partnership value, without that trust, that deal probably falls through without it, yes?
Yeah, no, absolutely. This Zoom boom is a real thing. It got stuck in the corporate cog, as you can imagine, so we had to pick the phone and call our dear friend Kevin over at Zoom to get it unstuck. And within 24 hours, we had red lines completing, legal working on both ends, and we were helping a client engage in a platform that was going to set them up, and it was in high demand and needed immediately. So within just a few hours, everyone was live and ready to go.
Outstanding. And on that note, Kevin, we want to shift our focus to your team and your approach to the solution when we come right back after this break.
Scale your meetings to thousands of attendees with Zoom's video webinar features. Keep your webinars relevant to your audience with Zoom's flexible controls over attendee registration that allow you to gather valuable information. Designate up to 25 interactive panelists that can present and screen share with thousands of attendees. The host can promote any viewer to an interactive panelist at any time. Live Q&A chat allows you and your panelists to answer attendee questions on the fly. Zoom webinars feature Q&A, polling, and reporting. See how easy it is to host webinars with Zoom.
And we're back with our Big Win panel talking about the impact of a trusted advisor, a solid master agent, and the power of Zoom. Okay, Kevin, we want to hear about the steps you and your team took in determining the best fit for customers.
Yeah, well, to piggyback on this specific deal with Rob and Eddie, a lot of the legwork was done as far as them bringing qualified opportunity to Zoom. Zoom as a whole has now transformed into a verb. So the majority of folks do understand that we are a video-first, frictionless, unified communications provider. When we get really into the weeds there, it is how can we best embed our technology into a current culture that is going to allow employees to easily communicate while working from home. We take and ask questions from a qualification standpoint on, are you using other mechanisms for chat, internal chat? Are you guys mostly email? What are you doing for your phone system? And then more importantly, webinars, Zoom Room, which is hardware in office settings. And thankfully, this customer needed to do all the above. And our team was able to quickly align with Rob and Eddie to put the best solution forward. And as a result, we were able to close a significant global deal in less than 20 business days, from deal origination to marking closed one and getting it deployed. And it's just a wild success story that we will hopefully can repeat as many times as possible.
You brought up a really good point there. Eddie Acosta, this is for you. This deal did close, and I think it's something like right around 19, 20 business days. For a deal this size, that's fairly uncommon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not our first fast close, but it is uncommon. And I got to say, I'm really thankful for the partnerships we have, right? Without the assistance of Kevin and Rob and the demand by the by the client, it wouldn't have happened.
Guys, we're going to put a bow on this thing. This has been a great conversation. First, a quick reminder for those of you who are working on your own big win.
If you would like to be a featured guest on UCaaS Connection, let us know. We want to put your company, your products and services in the spotlight. Visit us at ucaasbeat.com or through our UCaaS Connection social media pages. You can request an interview, submit stories, updates, big wins, or anything else that's newsworthy by emailing us at featureus@ucaasbeat.com. These are your stories, and this is your show.
Hey guys, I want to share with you a couple of features that we've rolled out that makes it super easy for you to manage calls and meetings across all your different devices. Let's see this example where I get a call from Katiana. Hey Katiana, can you hold real quick? So I'm going to put Katiana on hold, transfer this call to my mobile device, and I can see it shows up right on my Zoom mobile app. So I'm going to pick up the call here. Hey, I'm finding a room right now. The cool thing about this is it just picks up the nearest available room, and I can walk right in. And now I've moved my call into a Zoom room. Just find my room, click it, and it's easy as that. Hey Katiana, how's it going?
Hey Esther.
Let's get on video.
Can I share something with you real quick?
Yeah, sure.
So I was thinking about moving number 8 and number 9. Do you think that will work?
Yeah, it looks totally good to me.
Our guests today are Eddie Acosta with Intelisys, Rob DeVita from Mejetics, and Kevin Thomsen with Zoom. Gentlemen, as you've no doubt heard, the purpose of our show is to help you guys tell your stories. And since this is a panel discussion and a celebration, if you will, of partnership, trust, collaboration, and anyone can speak highly of their own company, I'd like to ask at this point each of you to tell someone's story other than your own. So Rob, we're going to start with you. Tell us what people should know about working with Intelisys.
Yeah, I mean, when we have a lot of master agents to choose from. Intelisys is one of our main master agents, and a lot of that is just due to the trust that we have in their team, their ability to bring any resource to the table. They're one of our go-to market partners, and that's a relationship that we trust to extend to our customers. At the end of the day, the capital that we bring to the table is our knowledge and our expertise in the space. And a lot of that comes from our partnership with Intelisys.
Eddie Acosta, you just became a pitch man for Zoom. Let me hear it.
Yeah, if you're looking for a cost-effective, scalable, user-friendly solution, give Zoom a try. If you don't know who your Zoom channel manager is, reach out to your Intelisys business development manager, and we'll do the deal registration for you and get you set up.
Last but not least, Kevin, the world is watching. What can you tell them about Rob and his team at Mejetics?
Yeah, people buy from people they like and they trust, and trust is earned. And I can tell you firsthand, Rob DeVita puts his customers first, and not only is an icon in this channel community, but in this specific deal alone, working at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to, with multiple time zones on the globe, again, puts the customer first, is ruthless on getting what the customer does want. And as a result, is why he's been the benchmark partner in this industry and will continue to have global success.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Kevin. There you have it, folks. Partnership, collaboration, trust, all rolled into one. Sailing through the uprights, nothing but net out of the park. In other words, folks, the big win. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Wherever you are, stay safe. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Larry.
And that's it for this week. Thanks again to our guests, Rob DeVita, Eddie Acosta, and Kevin Thomsen. Remember, Hope Davo returns next week with a new segment on sales, marketing, and best practices. Cindy Trevino returns with an update on NetDepot's $1 million program, and Christopher Schubert delivers the inside pitch about heavy hitters. I'm Larry Brantley. Until next week, folks, be safe, keep your distance, but always, no matter what, stay connected.